from fire. Starting out, we dipping, that's when you be hearing sirens.
Welcome back, everybody. Choppin' Screw. You already know it's presented by Cash Plays. We got a dope episode here today. As you already know, we're not even in the studio. We're at my boy's store at AzLifeApparel. Man, let's give it up to Frankie one time. Hey, man, appreciate you having us, bro. And I'm excited to get this rolling, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So
thank you for coming out, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. So as you already know, AzLifeApparel, you're an apparel store. It looks like very streetwear, very artsy looking. But I want to give you the floor a little bit. I want you to tell the people what's good, like what you about, bro. Like do a little introduction of yourself.
Yeah, no. Really, the idea kind of came from wanting to represent where I'm from. And really, when you go to other states and cities, you're able to like see people that are like proud of where they're from. And, you know, that was here, but I didn't see it in the way that I wanted it to represent more on like, I guess you could call it like earlier streetwear kind of like vibe.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's kind of like where the idea really came from, is like create something that you're really passionate about.
Yeah. Do you think it really resonates? Because we just talked about it a little bit earlier. You said you lived in LA for a little bit. So you're born and raised out here in Phoenix, Arizona, right?
Yep.
You lived in LA for a couple years.
Yeah.
From my observation, like when people from LA, you rep LA heavy. It's always a blue hat, like a Dodgers jersey, this and that. Like, is that the type of vibe like that inspired you?
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's culturally different there, and I feel like Arizona's growing so fast, and the city, like, there's a lot to be proud of here, and you know, we need to be like, a lot of people are moving here from out of state, and they're repping their own cities and states, and for us, like, when we go to games or whatever it is, it's like this mixed crowd of like the opposing team and our, you know, home team, and it's like really like we should definitely be proud of you know, where we're from. So
absolutely, I agree. I think we should have a bigger presence in some of these. Bro, I've been to games here where like the opposing team does have a bigger presence.
Yeah, it's crazy, team. Right? Yeah, you're like, wait, hold up, where am I at right now?
Yeah, but I see that just looking around the store, a lot of inspiration is Phoenix Suns stuff. So are you a fan of basketball? Like,
yeah, man, for sure. Like growing up, Suns all day, every day. Like that, you know, I think for me, the team that I liked the most and watched the most was the Suns. And like the biggest impact probably obviously was like Nash and Stoudemire like era. Yeah. That was like some of the dopest games, and like even just some of the sickest teams during that time as well. And I just remember always wanting to go home and watch the game. Gotcha. I never really had the opportunity to go too much, but big Suns fan, and I wanted to incorporate that within the brand as much as I could, just because I want to give people that opportunity to rep it outside of like a jersey or like a design that they can buy at the team store.
Yeah, and it's different because you do twists on it. It may be the same colors, but you know, you got different inspirations. You even have like, was that the D-Book inspired?
Yeah.
I'm sure where you shouldn't have shot. Yeah. But I want to take it back a little bit. So just you have it in your wall here, your story, like you guys' story. So you guys started in 2018. You said creating shirts out of your garage.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to want to make apparel anyways?
Yeah. Really, it was, I grew up drawing. So like I really like to like just draw like random stuff like on the graffiti side. It wasn't like the best, you know, but I definitely like really enjoyed it. And I was really like always into watching other graffiti artists and stuff like that. So like the art side of things, and then it kind of transitioned, you know, when I started to look at apparel, especially like in LA, it's just big. You know, like what you're wearing is like a statement. Like it's almost like a conversation piece. And so I wanted to like fuse that together somehow and represent like Arizona. So I just started drawing some stuff, and then I connected with some other artists, and I was like, can you help me? Like, this is as far as I've gotten, or whatever that is. And, you know, obviously with their skills, we were able to put some designs together. And really just like, you'll notice that I never really wanted just it to be a bunch of shirts that said AzLifeApparel. You know, a lot of brands will just put their brand name and just do multiple colorways and kind of just put it out there. Like there's some tees that don't even say AzLifeApparel on them. and it's like, it's almost like when you have like a tattoo or something, it's like, oh shit, like, where'd you get that from? That shit's sick. And then you start talking about it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a conversation piece, and that's really like what the goal is on some of these designs.
And that's dope, bro. And I've seen like you've also worked with Two Roads, who I just you connected me with him.
Raymond,
and, yeah. And I've seen that you guys have some shirts together. I know he helps with the printing. So talk to me a little bit about like the business mindset of like wanting, now that you have this idea, this vision, how did you put it into play? Like, you started printing shirts. Were you just sending them out? Were you just trying to like, were you going to pop-ups? Like, give me a little bit more detail. Like,
sure.
What led you to even be at a store now?
Yeah, that's a long road, man. Like it wasn't easy.
I believe it, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. I think like you originally see it, you see it on Instagram or social media, they're like, people are releasing stuff and they're selling out like right away, and you're just like, yeah, I could do that, and then obviously sometimes, people do that. And but there is the other side where it takes a little while to build that foundation in order to do that. And so for me, I really wanted to control the printing, so I bought some machinery to do some of the basic printing for the brand. And then I made, I think, 3 designs and just on some different colorways. And then I just immediately took it to First Friday on Roosevelt.
Okay.
And I took my white little folding table. I had like a little Tupperware looking like box, and I folded all of them up. And then I got a sign from Vistaprint with my logo, and I got some business cards. And I just literally stood on the side of the street, on the sidewalk, didn't even have like any permission to be there, right at the light, and I was just handing out cards, boom, telling people like, hey, check out my shirt. And like, I was still learning how to like ring up people. I just got the little, thing, the swiper in my phone.
Square.
And yeah, I was and to be honest with you, like if anybody was willing to buy it for anything, I mean, I sold shirts for like $10. I didn't even care. I just wanted people to have it, And so I just kept doing that like every First Friday for a little while there. And that's how I really just started, man. And then like out of the garage, I was making them, and then I was just going places and giving people shirts and then trying to sell them at like anywhere I could.
Yeah, damn, bro. And that's very inspirational. And that's where I wanted to get to, is just like this type of shit where you own your store now, and you're selling, shirts on shirts on shirts. I'm sure you're selling out all the time now, but it's inspirational to see somebody how you started. That's what we call that guerrilla marketing, because you're out here, you say you had no permission to be there, but you're here selling shirts, trying to, reach out and stuff like that. So, that really shows what kind of person you are, what kind of hustle you have. And obviously you made that investment in yourself, and here we are today, man. So how long have you had the store for now?
Yeah, so we're going to do a 1-year anniversary in September.
Okay.
So started at the garage, just, doing that, and kind of started to outgrow the garage a little bit with inventory. And then it got to the point too where like, I could only have so many people coming to the house and driving up and me going and dropping off shirts in their window, and the neighbors gonna be like, what are you doing, bro? And so plus you just don't want a lot of people coming to your house just in general. Like,
you want to keep some privacy.
Yeah. Because it started to get that way where people they didn't want to wait for me to go and pop up somewhere. They wanted to get it like now for whatever reason. And so I started to see the demand, and so I built a website and then moved to the warehouse. I got a small warehouse on 24th Street I think it was Southern. So like right there on the south side, and I really just cranked a lot of it online, and it was perfect timing because it was right during COVID, so nobody was really trying to come and like.
Yeah, at that point, everybody was just at home. It was
ordering online, and so like it was perfect timing, and I just was able to really again like get a bunch of stuff out via online orders, and then we had a little bit of a wholesale accounts at some stores, and so it really helped me like grow to the next level, and then I used that money and I put it towards getting a store.
Damn, that's smart, bro.
Yeah, and so I just kind of like put all that money to the side, and then was looking for like a retail space, because obviously like Arizona, like people want to come and check you out, like you're local.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of like apparel stores, like especially Phoenix based, like pretty much almost homemade.
Yeah.
That I've seen personally.
Right.
So it's one of the reasons why I really fuck with this, because you got From Arizona with Love, created in the Valley, bro. Like it's, you're really down to, putting the Arizona like feel into the culture.
Yeah.
But that's, I didn't know that. So like hearing it now, it's just like I'm feeling inspired, man.
Good, man.
Because for me, I'm just starting off.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing this that long, maybe like a year, just over a year.
Yeah, but you're killing it, bro. Like the social media looks fire. I told you, bro.
Man,
Like,
I'm trying. Like it's but it's really hard because you really have to extend yourself out there. You have to, it starts off with believing in yourself first and foremost. And it's you did. Did you go to school? Did you go to school for like business or anything?
No, man. Like I literally learned everything on like from people and like YouTube. Sounds crazy, but like literally anything I wanted to know, I just looked up online, or I would try to call people and ask them and tell them like, hey, this is what I'm doing, or am I doing this the right way, or do you have any advice?
Yeah.
And some people would give me advice, and some people just never answered me, but I just kept it pushing, man. That's it.
Do you still think you're doing it the right way?
I don't know, man. Like, to be honest with you.
That's what I said. That's same with me. Like, I just, people perceive it as you're doing it the right way, but it's like, for me, I don't know what is the right way. I'm just doing it my way, the way that I feel, or how I want to express it, or the route that I want to take, so that's dope.
I did take a course early on. It wasn't school, but I linked up with I don't know if you've heard of them, but they're Phoenix Fashion Week.
Oh, okay.
So Phoenix Fashion Week is a local business here that really like works with different businesses, and they really run like a full like modeling business. Like meaning like fashion modeling and all that kind of stuff. And so he reached out to me and said like, hey, I got this digital course. It's 3 months long, and we'll teach you like the infrastructure, like the behind the scenes of how to run like a fashion, like like a brand. And I was like, I kind of looked into it, and I was like, you know what, like I need to know this shit, because I'm getting to the point where like I'm just guessing. Mm-hmm. And so obviously I had to pay and sign up, but really that was the only like piece that I was able to like pay for. But it really helped me out a lot, man. Like, dude gave me a lot of like really good things. And I said this before, another one was like, you can't just walk into a retail store and be like, and walk in with one shirt and be like, yo, you want to sell my shirts? Like, what the? People are gonna look at you like, what? And so like they were able to break down like, hey, you got to come in with a line sheet. You got to break it down. Like, what are your prices? Like, what's your inventory? Like, what's your delivery time? Like, sell your product. Like, you gotta get all that ready in order to come correct. And then your chances of getting that account is a lot higher versus you just saying like, yo, I got this brand. You want to sell it in your store type of thing.
Did it make you feel uncomfortable though, trying to do all that?
Yeah, because it pushes you out of your element, man. You're just like, because it was hard. I never had done that stuff before, so it's like anything that's like hard is like like it definitely like it makes it difficult, but it was really worth it.
Yeah, and then now you have a retail. You said you have a retail partner with seen at Soul Play.
Yeah, so I really wanted to dial in the store here and get everything kind of like here first, and then this year one of the goals was to be able to work with different retailers, so build up my wholesale kind of like I guess side of the business, and so. Yeah. I just did my research because I wanted it to be not just anywhere. I wanted it to be somewhere where people could go in, and like with Soul Play, you go in and they're a sneaker reseller, and then you could get a shirt, a hat, to match. Like you could really, put a lot of pieces together. Plus, they have a good footprint because they have a store in the mall of Scottsdale, Arrowhead, and Superstition Springs.
And so they got 3 stores, and you have them all at 3 stores?
Yeah, so we got them all at all 3 stores there, and so really like that helps my brand as well, because now people that may have never have seen it and they go to the mall, now that exposure is there. Yeah. So it kind of hit 2 goals for me, where it was more exposure this year plus building up my wholesale side of the business. So we're still, working with them, and I'm learning as we go with that, because it's a different beast. It's not just like the retail store.
Yeah, and so now you have your first anniversary coming up in September. What kind of things do you have working on for that, or what should we expect from you guys? Yeah,
so the 1 year here is I've really always aimed to connect with other people that have the same mindset, connected with you, same mindset, like. Yeah, and I appreciate you reaching out to me and inviting me to your last event. Yeah. I was like, oh, damn, this is dope. I was like, I'll definitely be there, and connect. And obviously, you got me connected with some other people. Oh, so, cool. Okay. So it works out, man. I feel it. Yeah, that's dope. And that's what I wanted. That's what I aspire to do, is not only just, have a clothing brand, but it's like, we need to connect and grow together. You know, like I can't do this by myself. Like, no, it's hard to do something like, but you probably take the long road though, or whatever that is. But, so like, I'm going to do that and aim for that for the 1 year. And so I reached out to some people and to connect on, I always like to do collaborations. I always like to try to, get art in the store. Because, again, I grew up like drawing and stuff like that. I really appreciate graffiti and all that good stuff. And like I might look for like another performance because it was fun, man. Like
it was fun. And it's like everybody comes in, they're vibing out, and being in a performance setting. Most of the time it's a big stage, but this is very intimate. So you're very close next to each other. So obviously you talk, you start to connect that way. And I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody respects you for that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
For bringing that in together, because same with my platform is I'm trying to bring, just not other artists, but other business people minded like yourself, bring them together. Why can't we just work together? You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we build? You're with the vision of building the culture, same with me. And I know there's people out here watching too that have the same mindset, but maybe not even put the vision into play yet. So hopefully we can inspire that.
Yeah, like yours, like I see yours, like your IG specifically is like, I could go to it and I feel like if I want to be up on like some of the local like artists, like I could go to that and like not only can you have a conversation with them, but then I see them perform, which I think is dope as fuck. Like that, because a lot of times you're just hearing them talk, you're not really like, and then you got to kind of go search for their music or their art or whatever that is, where you're kind of doing it all in one. And so like, I think that's something that is definitely like, helping the culture. At the end of the day, that's really what it's all about, is like moving the culture along and helping it grow in really any way, form or fashion. Like, like that's what I want to try to do.
Do you have any collabs coming out pretty soon?
Yeah. So the collaborations, like I usually I've been able to create some pretty cool relationships with some people that I really appreciate. One of them being like Raymond from Two Roads. I mean, there's just a slew of people that I could sit here and name, like, I don't want to like forget anybody because they're all super important to me. But like, I've, again, like been able to work with like International, INTL. Like when I was looking at local streetwear brands, like they were one that popped up that I really like thought was dope, and like Eyes, the artist, John Madman, he did a mural in the back here as well and helped me out with when I was at the warehouse. He did a full-on mural there and we did a collab, as well. But I always try to like, if I'm doing something, like I'll always tell them like, yo, I got this plan. Like, do you want in or not? Like no matter what. Like I feel like those are my people. Like I need to continue. Like if it's up to them, it's their choice. But I'm gonna let them know first, like they get first dibs. And so collabs with them, like it's always gonna be there, so potentially some there. I wanna be able to, this is still in the works, but I'm really, really excited about collabing on our 1 year. I don't know if everybody's familiar, but we're gonna bring out Bad Jimmy's, the burgers pop up. They usually pop up at Cobra every Wednesdays and sometimes on the weekends. They got some fire ass burgers, like super, super good. And we're going to be doing a collab tee with them.
Yeah, that's fire. See, you're not just bringing, other artists, but other businesses.
Yeah, exactly. And so like, that's really what, I want to try to bring to the forefront, is not just me and other clothing brands, but it's like the brand here now connecting with like an actual like local food truck, that's doing it big and selling out almost every time that they pop up as well, and continue that exposure. And like, again, we're helping each other grow. So like the experience is a big thing to me. Like I want someone to come here and look at the art, get a t-shirt, like take a picture next to the From Arizona with Love, and like really be like a full-on experience and get more like involved in the brand itself and like the culture. And I feel like bringing food and another local vendor, and then obviously performances and all that stuff, like you continue to still be and grow with us and even join us, like why not, like why not join each other like we're doing right here together. And like it's like you got to keep growing that community. And that's what I want to do, is keep growing that community.
Yeah, and like something you would say to the people who think that they can, I don't think that necessarily that you can't do it by yourself, which you very much can, but what is the importance of like working with those people? Because, do you think that people really block their blessings not working with other people, or thinking that, they're they might have all the talent, but if they don't have that network, do you think that how important is that to people?
I think you're just kind of like limiting yourself potentially, like know what you can bring to the table, of course, like fine tune that all the time. Mm-hmm. But you could potentially, limit yourself, like, or cap yourself when, there's so many other people that we know are really, really good at what they do, but then all of a sudden they connect with somebody else and now it takes them to the next level and the next level, And so I think like you could either, one is just cap yourself, or like two, just prolong that kind of growth. But a lot of people, even me, I had the mindset of like, just do it myself. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't want a business partner because I wanted to be able to fully control everything, like the speed I was growing, like everything, the designs, like all that. But I was, I look back and realize like how I was limiting myself.
What has been your most favorite design yet that you've had in the store? Because I see a lot. Man, I'm telling you, bro, there's a lot of hot shit in here.
Yeah, it's got to be the collaborations that I hung up here and that you can see in the background. So like the one that I think, really popped out to me, I had a season 2 collection where I did some collabs with some companies that I was just like, I just never thought were obtainable here. Like I really looked up to them as, artists. And so like one of them was with John, Madman. I mean, this dude's got a mural right here on the corner on the side of a apartment building that's like huge. And like for him to say, yeah, like we'll work together, we'll create a design together, I thought was just insane. With Raymond, like every collab that we do is ridiculous because of the thought process behind it. So we did one where it's a child's face and it's taped over, and we were really like heavy into the child trafficking, like stopping that. So on the back it said like stop child trafficking, and it had the number to call.
Damn, that's dope.
Yeah, so like, you know what I mean? Like it's not just, again, like
it's a bigger message other than just a shirt. Like it's, you can design it, but you had like the actual number for an actual cause.
Yeah. Yeah, and because Arizona is big for just trafficking in general.
Yeah.
It's increased over the time. So like you got to bring awareness around that, right? And then another one we did, I mean, all the ones I did with international are dope. Like you can see the one with the suckers and the scorpion. That's just like, I think that one's sick. And then the one hanging up with Poppin' T-Bar. So I don't know if you're familiar with them or not, but they're like a boba and ice cream shop.
Yeah.
Right there on 7th. Yeah, and so I just saw them, I saw their vibe, and I was like, damn, this place is fucking hot, bro, like sick. Like, I wonder if they'd be down to do like a collab or something. So I just hit them up, man. And I was like, yo, I got some ideas on a t-shirt like I would like to do, and then throw an event at your space. And this is before I had the store. And he's like, talk to me about it. And so we created the design there, and it was like, the lettering is like lowrider type lettering. The colorway is like the Diamondback colorway, the old school one, like the original uniforms. And then there's just small details within it. Like even on the popsicle stick, it says Azlife. Like back in the day when you got the popsicle stick, it had like a message on it. Like if you look really closely, it has the wording on it. So like we get down to the details within that. But a lot of the designs, like I would say like those ones are probably a lot of my favorite ones because of like just all the work that went into it, and then like the ideas and
even the one you got on in the back you have the anime on it, so people love anime, bro.
Yeah, anime is fucking hot, bro. That shit is sick. And that's why I like to incorporate within this. Again, like yes, I'm an Arizona brand, but really like every design that I have is like an idea or something that I've seen. Like one of my original designs had palm trees in it. And people were like, why are you doing palm trees, bro? That looks like LA, that's like too Cali. And I was like, because dude, like look down the street, bro. Like what do you see? Palm trees. Yeah, I grew up in Phoenix. Like I grew up looking at palm trees all day, every day. Like I didn't see a cactus till later on in life, bro.
Right,
like,
it's funny, I've gone people before that said, oh, you guys just live in the desert? No, we really do have a city.
Yeah, we got a city, bro, straight up, And so like, that's what I really wanted to bring to life is that, we got cactuses, we got scorpions, we got haboobs, whatever you want to call them. But at the end of the day, we got a lot of other shit too that helps with what's going on here in the culture, like agricultural wise. And so I really try to highlight that through like my lens, and that's where a lot of my designs come from.
Damn. And for the foreseeable future, bro, I wholeheartedly believe that you're gonna be a big staple here in the city for that, bro.
I appreciate that.
I know
man.
you have people's respect, like the artists. I've seen, likes of like Dan G in here, Core. We done some work with Core, so yes. So you definitely tie in all angles here, bro, and I commend you for that. So how do you manage to support your dream, man, and still continue to thrive?
Yeah, it's tough because a lot of people get sucked into I want to create a side hustle. Mm-hmm. And then what happens when that side hustle turns into more of like a full-time gig? And so for me, like obviously like working in the corporate world through, life, and then I didn't have that outlet for the creative side. Like I can't be at work and be like drawing and creating designs, and like I have to be at work like focused on like numbers or whatever that is, talking about that business. And so like I needed this as an outlet to be able to do that, to balance, I felt like, myself. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't know how big this was going to keep growing. Like it really, all I had with the start of it is like, hey, I want to create some shirts. Like I was like, if anybody wears my shit, like what, I'll be fucking stoked, bro.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
4 years and having being where you're at right now.
Yeah, I was just
tough.
I was just like, damn, like an ultimate goal would be like if I just saw someone wearing my shirt, like I would say, fuck it, I'm done. Like I was like, I accomplished what I came to accomplish. But that happened so quickly, and it just kept on like going. It's like when you get it, you're like, oh shit, that's dope. But like you got so much other stuff going on. Like you don't even take time to like appreciate that. Mm-hmm. You're just going. And all of a sudden, like a year, oh shit, like it's still going. And all of a sudden 2 years, all of a sudden like warehouse, like, oh shit, I'm out of my garage now, And then it's so busy, and then you get through the year, and then you're like, oh shit, I got enough money to like do something like the next level with. But I'm still working, like full time. And so it's a little scary to me to say, hey, like, I don't know when the next money's gonna come in.
Okay.
Because as you get older, you got bills you got to pay, like where you live, your family, like whatever that is. Like, it's not, if I don't make money to pay the bills, then like what happens? Like, it's not just me. And so like that is a little scary, but like I'm getting to that point where this is that income that could potentially do that. But I don't want to be stupid and say I'm out and then do it too soon and then potentially lose this business, have it impact my family, the house. Like I don't want to make that decision too soon. Yeah. But this is growing though.
When do you feel like you'll be at that spot? Like what do you want to see? Like do you have a goal in mind that you'll see, be like, okay, now I can just.
Yeah. I ask myself that quite often, and I think like ultimately it comes down to like, how can you just live and be happy? Like a lot of time people go at it as like, I want to be rich. And like for me, I go at it as like, how can I just be happy and still be able to like afford to like, pay and live by the means that are necessary. Yeah. Like I'm not looking to buy an expensive car. Like I'm not looking to, if it happens, great. But ultimately, like I just want to do what I love and be able to provide for my family at the same time. And I think like once I can budget that out where I feel really comfortable with it, then like I'll do that. Plus, like right now, like the economy is so crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's like,
up and down.
Yeah, it's up and down.
Up and down. Like it's never, like for me, it fluctuates so rapidly. Like, and I'm in retail. Like I sell something that's not a necessity. It's a luxury, and so like I just need to be very strategic with when I exit, or make this a full-time kind of job. Yeah. Because of that.
Yeah, and one thing is, I've seen that you've reached out to like outside of just Arizona, right? I think I saw earlier you said you mailed something to.
Oh yeah, New England.
New England.
Yep.
Do you know that person?
No.
No? Just random?
Just random, yeah. Just from website stuff, yeah. Just people kind of finding the website, or I think at this point now too, I get a lot of referrals. Okay. Yeah, and so that kind of, it's cool, man. When I see.
Bro, imagine that. Imagine somebody in England right now
Rocking AzLife.
Rocking and AZ. Probably, I don't know if they've been to Arizona or like they're a fan or something. They got family.
Yeah. It's
But imagine that, bro. It's a trip.
Yeah, it's a trip. Yeah.
That's why I just thought about it. I was like, wait, I seen that he shipped the overseas package, but primarily everything's so Phoenix, Arizona based. Like what? Like,
yeah, and that's the other aspect of it is like that's what's cool about the website because I get people from that move from AZ to like California.
Okay.
And they order stuff all the time, and then we ship packages to Hawaii, like all over the place, man. Like so, it's definitely not just like hey, you know, someone that lives here. Like obviously, people that are born and raised here, they move out to different places, and they still want to rep where they're from. And so I get a good amount of that from the website. So that's kind of cool.
And that gives you a gist of like how much like this. We're so early on in the culture here, but people still rep AZ, man.
Yeah.
Even the people that live out, even the people that move out of here or to LA or to whatever spectrum of the world. But that's dope, bro. And you to be part of that.
Appreciated that. Yeah.
Salute.
Again, man, like a lot of times, like I don't get time to really think about it too much because of like, you know, even family would be like, "How did you do that?" Or like, "How'd you get a store?" Like they were just tripped out, you know, like what the hell? Like, and I'm just like tell them real quick like what's going on, and they just kind of like a little bit taken back or whatever it is, but it's moving so fast that like I just want to make sure. Sometimes I do gotta take a step back with like what you're doing and maybe just look at your feed or look at some stuff, look at some emails and be like, damn, like I really kind of did that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely gonna have to pick your brain a little bit more. But I think I think we're at the time where we gotta kind of wrap up. But I want to give you the floor a little bit. You know, I want you to give like people, you know, a lot of these people that watch, their young minds, you know, being influenced so young. You know, I know what that's like of wanting to find what's next. What's next. So I want you to, you know, give them some word of advice, man, some word of wisdom, like the best thing you can give out to them.
Yeah.
To pursue their vision, their dreams.
Yep. I think something that has helped me along is just don't fall into the negativity. You know, like if you're passionate about something and you really like what that is, like you're going to have people that really like it and you're going to have people that don't like it, and that's okay. Like, you know, if you focus on just the negativity, then it's going to deter you from your dreams. And the next piece to that to couple is just stay consistent. You have to keep going through the adversity, through the negativity, through the tough times in order to get to where you want to be. It doesn't, you know, a lot of the times it doesn't just happen overnight. So, you know, you really got to kind of take your bumps and bruises and get, you know, past them to get to that like result, those results that you want. And just know that they're going to be there. Like, you know, it's hard. Yeah. So just keep going, man.
I appreciate that. I feel like I had to hear that myself, honestly. But I appreciate you again, man, for giving us the opportunity to come film it here, man. I'm excited to see what's next. And, you know, I'll be here in September for the anniversary event.
Hell yeah,
Best
man.
Come on, man. So we'll definitely tap in some more, man. I want to pick your brain a little bit more and, you know, see where we're at in the next year. And hopefully we can do this again, bro.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. That being said, man, we out of here.